Figure 1 shows an example of virtual circuit network. A network has switches that allows traffic from sources to the destination. A source or destination can be a computer, packet switch, bridge, or any other device that connects other network. So in the case of circuit switch network, there are two types of addresses can be involved. One is a global address, which can be unique in the scope of the network, and other one is a local address. A local address is nothing but the virtual circuit identifier, and we can observe that for each switch, it will define the unique identifier, that is a VCI, virtual circuit identifier, the identifier that is actually used for data transfer, that is called as virtual circuit identifier. So we can observe that whenever the data is coming towards the switch, the VCI given was 14, and whenever the same data leaves from the switch, the VCI is changed. So that means whenever the data enters into the switch, the VCI is different. Whenever the data is leaving from the switch, the data has the different VCI. Means So under setup phase, we are having two parts. One is setup request. So the setup phase, a switch creates an entry for virtual circuit. For example, suppose A needs to create a virtual circuit to B. Two steps are required. One is a setup request and an acknowledgement. So in the case of setup request, a request frame is sent from the source to the destination. So we are having the first diagram. It shows a setup request. So the switch 1 sends the request, or it will forward the data or request to switch 2 or port 2 via using port number as 1, and VCI is 14, and the switch 2 receives that request frame, and it will forward the request to the destination B using VCI 66. Similarly, the same message or the frame will be transferred to switch 3 using the incoming port at switch 3 is port 2, and VCI was 22, and the final outgoing port across switch 3 is port number is 3 and VCI is unknown. So this is what happens during the setup phase. So under acknowledgement phase, whenever the frame is received or setup request is received at the destination B, and what exactly B does is it will send the VCI, virtual circuit identifier, as 77 to switch 3. The switch 3 will update in its respective table, and it will forward its own VCI, its VCI as 22 to the previous intermediate device, that is switch 2. And whenever 22 is received from switch 3, switch 2 will update the value 22 in the table. So the switch 2 used 66 as VCI whenever it's received the packet, means input port VCI. So the same value will be sent from switch 2 to switch 1, and finally that value is updated in the switch 1 table. So the last phase is tear down phase. In the case of tear down phase, a source A, after sending all frame to B, sends a special frame called as tear down request. Destination B responds with a tear down confirmation frame. All switches deletes the corresponding entry from their tables. So the next is efficiency. One big advantage in the virtual circuit network, even if resources are allocated, is on demand. So it is somewhat efficient compared to the datagram as well as packet switched network. Next is delay in virtual circuit network. We can compute total delay in the case of virtual circuit network as 3 times the transmission time, 3 times the propagation time, and setup delay and tear down delay. So that means total delay is equal to 3t plus 3 tau plus setup delay plus tear down delay.